Time for the April horror pack and fan unbox. Let's do this. What's up, guys? It's been a while since I did an unbox, and I've been sitting on this April horror pack for probably a month now. And here's the reason for that. I don't like doing an unbox for just one thing, because I don't like giving you guys small videos. I guess I like giving you guys a nice, thick, chunky video. So I wait till my fan mail kind of builds up, and then I put it all together, so that way I can give you a nice big one. Nice big one, that didn't sound good at all. And also I like to, any kind of announcements or updates, I can give you guys too with the channel. One big update, last month I did a commentary with my patrons. We did Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
His body because the McRib came back and he really wanted one. Well, I mean, wouldn't anybody come back for the McRib? And by the way, is the McRib pork? It's not beef, but I'm not willing to believe it's pork. Like, what the fuck is the McRib? Beth has said, I found a Ron Jeremy album on Amazon with an interesting splatter design on the vinyl. What color was the splatter, Beth?
And because I just wanted to do something with just my patrons. And it was, one thing I didn't realize is it was such an awesome way to get my patrons together. And we could all form friendships and whatnot. And that's what happened. I had like 20 of us in there. And it was so fun that we're gonna make this a monthly thing now. So that's another perk that you're gonna get that I didn't even expect. So if you become a Drumdums patron, then you can jump in on those commentaries, monthly commentaries. We're doing Halloween 2 next week. And I'm so looking forward to that because one, I love hanging out with my patrons, and two, I like talking about Halloween. So it's just another great reason for me to do that. But it's just really light. We have like pizza, it's just a small group of us, and we're just watching a movie together. It's badass. So anyway, I got some fan mail here too that I'm gonna do. We'll start out with the horror pack though. I usually do the horror pack at the end, but we'll go ahead and start out with that. If you look on the screen right here, here's what you get with horror pack. You get, I believe it's 4 movies monthly. And you can pick a pricing plan depending on the format you get. You can get DVD or you can get Blu-ray. I wonder if eventually they'll do 4K, although you don't see too many 4K horror movies. But anyway, I have no idea what's in this April horror pack. Anyway, opening up the horror pack now. And don't leave after the horror pack because like I said, I got like 3 more boxes of stuff that I got to open for you guys. You guys always send me the coolest stuff and I really appreciate my fans. And so let's see what we got for this first one. So this is a movie I've never seen, and it's a Cabin Fever movie. I didn't even know there was a sequel to Cabin Fever. Cabin Fever, Patient Zero. So really curious about that. I've never seen the original Cabin Fever, really. Any of the Cabin Fever movies. So I definitely need to get on that. Next up, we got, this is Rotten Tail. Hippity Hippity Homicide. This is a horror pack, limited edition. Nice thing you do get with horror pack is they do limited editions, which are awesome. This is Blu-rays that you will not get anywhere else except horror pack. So I think it's a really cool thing. The picture is really funny because it's got this dude, he's got like a rat face. So that could be interesting. You never know what you're gonna get with these horror packs. Oh, I feel a slipcover. That's a good thing. Oh, this looks interesting. Don't Knock Twice. Love that slipcover, by the way. Katie Sackhoff, big fan of hers. You might remember her from Halloween Resurrection, and she was also in the last Riddick movie. Yeah, big fan of Katie Sackhoff, actually. If I have to give Resurrection props for anything, I think she was really good in it. Love her death, too. But love that slipcover. Don't Knock Twice. Really curious about this one, actually. And then the last movie, so all these movies I don't have in my collection, which is nice. This is Way of the Wicked with Christian Slater. Christian Slater, I think, is a very good actor, actually. And it's nice to see his career starting to bounce back because he had quite a lull there. But Evil Never Dies. Isn't that like a Halloween slogan, too? Evil Never Dies? The Unholy Secret and Inhuman Evil. So this seems to be like some kind of demon possession type movie. So, kind of curious. So that is the April horror pack. If you use the Drumdums code, you can get, I believe it's 10% off of your first month's subscription to horror pack. So why am I pointing this knife at my private region? I don't know. All right, if I could interject here for just a second. I stopped off at the Salvation Army and I picked up some great VHS goodness. Not too many of these are horror, but they sure are classics, ones that jumped right out at me. So I figured in this video, I'll share really quickly my VHS finds. So anyway, let's get started. Why not start off with a bang? Fight Club. What else can be said about Fight Club? You don't talk about Fight Club. This is one that nobody ever talks about that I thought was really effective. It's one of those obsession movies. Swim Fan. I might have to review this one sometime, actually. Definitely probably the best erotic thriller out there, and it's a great example of a good erotic thriller, and by good I mean it has a good story attached, and it has some very steamy sex scenes in it. Basic Instinct. I reviewed this one a while back, actually, From Dusk Till Dawn. This is a freaking classic. I believe Tarantino like directed part of this, and then Robert Rodriguez directed like the vampire half, but this is a bona fide classic. One of the better vampire movies out there, and it's a great like crime drama, or not really drama, but like a crime action movie, and then it just turns into a vampire movie. Genius. I had to pick this one up. I'm not a big romance guy, but Pretty in Pink is a classic. That's all I'm gonna say. This was my big find for the day. Goldie Hawn, Wildcats. This is a movie from the early 80s, and I just remember watching this one on HBO like constantly back in the day. And it's really so underrated. Like nobody ever talks about it. Very young Woody Harrelson, Wesley Snipes, Goldie Hawn, and she becomes a football coach. And if you haven't seen Wildcats, definitely check it out. It's a classic. One that I think is underrated, and it really got a lot of buzz because of the budget, Waterworld. But you know what? If you like a good Mad Max movie on the water, Waterworld's a good time. Another one I reviewed with Brian Lomax actually a while back, Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Another highly underrated movie, but when I saw this one on VHS, I had to jump at it. Me and Cody have been talking about doing this one sometime. True Romance is such a classic. Tarantino didn't direct it, but it's one of those movies I'm glad that Tony Scott directed. It just has the perfect tone, I guess, with Tony Scott, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Stallone classic. In the early 90s, he had two movies come out in the same year. 93, he had Cliffhanger, and then he had Demolition Man. It was a great year to be a Stallone fan. Demolition Man, still trying to figure out what those 3 C cells are for. Here's one that nobody ever talks about, and it's a good like young couple, you know, sexy couple, and they go on this like crime spree, kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde type movie. Wisdom, starring Emilio Estevez and Demi Moore. Classic movie, actually. Look no further than this, George Miller's The Road Warrior, one of the greatest films ever made, and I love this movie so much. It is definitely a classic. Probably in my top 10, top 20 favorite films of all time. And then last but not least, Seven. Seven is definitely one of the best of that genre. You know, you had Silence of the Lambs that started the whole thing. And then Seven, I think Seven's better than Silence of the Lambs. They're two totally different movies, but Seven is nail-biting. And talk about building a serial killer story and making the serial killer just this huge mystery, and then you find out that it's Kevin Spacey like in the last quarter of the movie, and then what's in the box. This is just such a great movie. David Fincher, after he did Alien 3, he really came back with didn't really come back. This was like his first movie after doing Alien 3. So he started off bad, but then he really made a mark with Seven. So that's my VHS finds. Back to the video. Here's one I opened. This was from Griffin Burbridge. Griffin sent this a while back, actually. And it's funny, I was just mentioning Cabin Fever, and wouldn't you know it? He sent me Cabin Fever. So I didn't plan this. This just happened by accident. Actually, that's pretty cool. It's a nice DVD. And finally I can watch the original Cabin Fever, and he sent me this nice letter too. And I do keep all your letters that you guys send me. But this says, "Dear Lee, thank you for helping me get into the horror movies. The first one I watched was 8mm. I consider that horror. Yeah, that's a horror movie. I really liked it. Then I watched The Shining and loved that. I started watching your channel and watched movies like Drag Me to Hell, Halloween, and Prince of Darkness. I'm not sure if you have seen or own Cabin Fever, but as soon as I saw it, I thought you would like it. Thanks again and enjoy." Thank you so much, Griff. I really appreciate this, man. And I'm really looking forward to watching Cabin Fever. And I like this, it's like a holographic cover. That's kind of cool. Now I got this big box here too, but we're gonna open this one from Some Neat near Nkari. He sent me a message. He was saying, "Hey, I sent you a package. Don't do your unboxing until you get the package." So I wanted to wait until this one came in. This one says open mine last, please. I'm gonna honor that. I'm gonna open his last because he asked me to. So, change of plans. We're gonna open this bigger box here. And this one's from Bukhara. That's all it says, Bukhara. So, we're gonna see what's in this. All right, so I do see a poster and some movies in here. So I'll start with the poster. Oh, Santino. What's up, Santino? Yeah, Santino Bukhara. Oh yeah, he's an awesome dude, good friend, and been a subscriber of mine for a while. And let's see what this poster is. And I remember when I first started my channel and I, started the whole background thing. I used to do just posters behind me, and I like changing my background up from time to time, and I do think back fondly to that background. It was simple, but it was cool because I liked having all these different posters in the background, and I would change them from time to time. Oh, this is cool. From Friday Part 5. I can't remember this character's name. Reckless. But was it Reggie? He was a really cool character in Friday Part 5. I bet I got that wrong, but I like this poster though. That's awesome. Thank you very much for that, Santino. I just looked it up. I was right. It was Reggie. So, oh yes. He sent me Torso. This is a Giallo film that I've been having my eye on for a while now. So looking forward to getting into this one. I need to get some more Giallo reviews out too. I still got to review Deep Red, but I need to give Deep Red another watch too because it's been so long. And usually if I watch a movie, I need to review it like right after because I forget things so quickly. But Torso, definitely looking forward to this one. That's an Arrow release, which is badass. So next one I got here is a movie I've heard of, Stage Fright. And I want to say, I think this one's a Giallo film too, actually, Stage Fright. I'm not sure though, but the back looks really interesting actually. You got a nice axe killer there on the front. So that one looks fun. Let's see what year this thing came out, Stage Fright. 1987. And then one more, Curtains, another movie that I've heard of but I've never seen. Oh yes, I'm looking at the back of this now, and this one character right here, I've seen that picture a million times actually. And I've always wondered, who is that character from, that girl? Kind of reminds me of Zelda a little bit. So yeah, it's a classic photo, but I'm looking forward to watching this one too. All three really good picks. Thank you so much, Santino. Love this. Now we're gonna open some Neat's package here. He wanted me to open it last, so that's what I'm doing. This is the Roger Moore Collection DVD. So I'm starting to build a collection of Bond movies because I believe I received another selection of Bond movies a while back, and I have the Daniel Craig ones. So I'm starting to build a collection of those. Next one, this is kind of like a horror pack. I got 4 Blu-rays in here that I can't see. So these are 2 really good movies right here, actually. Bruce Willis, Last Man Standing, and The Last Boy Scout. The Last Boy Scout is fantastic. Like, Daniel Harris is in this movie, young Daniel Harris, but Bruce Willis just plays the most badass character ever in this movie. He just doesn't give a crap about anything, and I love the line about rap music that he uses. You want to torture me? Play some rap music? It's hilarious. Oh my God, this is nice. I can't believe I've never seen these. Man with No Name double feature. Fistful of Dollars and A Few Dollars More. I believe there's one more too, but I can't believe I've never seen the Man with No Name trilogy. So now I can finally watch these. I am a huge Clint Eastwood fan too. Grew up watching Every Which Way But Loose like constantly. Oh, here's a good one. Stallone, Bullet to the Head. This is kind of an underrated one too. I saw this when it came out in the theater. Jason Momoa is in it, but Stallone's badass in this movie actually. You can say that Schwarzenegger's better than Stallone. You know, you see that debate all the time, but I'll say, in recent times, like in the last decade, Stallone is definitely in the lead because Schwarzenegger has put out some stinkers. So Bullet to the Head, thank you so much for that. And then the last one, I got a Stallone triple feature. You are a very nice person, Some Neat. I really appreciate this one. I got Assassins, Cobra, which is a review that I got the VHS. I'm going to be reviewing that one soon. And The Specialist. Specialist has one of the most awkward sex scenes I've ever seen in a movie. And I think it's because I grew up this massive Stallone fan. He was like a childhood idol. And when you see your childhood idol, take a complete left turn and do like a sex scene. It's just very strange, even though I know that Stallone started out in freaking porn. So, but yeah, can't go wrong with the Stallone triple feature. So that was a fun unbox. Thank you Samneet, thank you Santino Bukhara, and thank you Griffin Barbridge for all those great items. I do have a P.O. box. If you look in the info box, you can see that. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. On Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. You know, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.